Shalom. Call all Yahweh Shem Shah. Shalom to the elect. Now this video right here, this is about Esau being drug into this third war. This third war. Even though they got all this other stuff going on with the media and the bringing out information about the UFOs and all this other stuff. In the midst of that, we got more war talks. Now, I was happy to see this post some days ago, and Trump was saying he won't allow Israel to do this and do that. Well, if you've been doing your homework on history, they're in debt to Amalek. And Edom is just another house from Esau, as well as Amalek. Amalek just being the chief house. So they're in debt to them, to the bankers and whoever other people that may have blackmailed them and all this other stuff. So they say they won't do something, that means they will do something. Because all they gotta do is just change their mind and give the word. I ain't gonna play this video just in case they try to strike it for whatever reason. Now, you got this right here. He's saying he will fully back him to finish the job because of a certain threat over there, which Esau like to create threats so they have a reason to do what they do. Same old trick, man. There's nothing new under the sun. Esau been doing the same old thing since way back when. Now they just getting sloppy with it, and they're being more exposed as the prophecies are fulfilled. Shalaki, give me a minute. Yeah, as the prophecies are being fulfilled. So I'm bring up a few precepts and get straight to the point. I don't want to write this edifying. So you got this in the book of Jeremiah, and in this spiritual, because a dude came up to me today and he was speaking. He was like, hey, I went and heard a service. He said, but I heard the good amongst the bull that they was playing around. He said every time they'll say certain scriptures and play music and get people feeling good, they'll pass the collection plate around. And I'm like, you know why? You know, we just broke bread talking about the scriptures. And I say, our people want to hear smooth things. They don't want to hear too much about prophecy. They want to feel good. They say to the seers, see not, and the prophets to prophesy not. So they don't want to hear and see certain stuff. So he was just mentioning the books. The primary books that he mentioned was Jeremiah and Isaiah. Now, the book of Jeremiah. Let me backtrack a little bit more about the conversation, Shalaki. He asked me a few things, and I'm like, you know what's going on right now? It's part of biblical prophecy, and it's supposed to happen right now. And we're seeing that play out right now. He agreed. And he mentioned how he brought up the financial system. He said how a lot of people say they believe in the Most High, but they really don't, or whatever. And I'm like, I'm glad you brought it up about the financial system, because when they do away with whatever they do away with, he start going into the details about it. When it come down to the physical currency and actually using cards and phones and stuff like that, they're going to try to make it mandatory so you have a certain device inside you. And that's going to show who's going to be down with the Most High and who's not going to be down with the Most High. Because you're going to have people that's non-believers. They're going to go with the system. Oh, we got to take this. This is the only way we're going to be able to live and survive. The believers know that the scriptures mention, my servant should eat, but you should be hungry. My servant should drink, but you should thirst. Roughly paraphrasing. Say my servant should rejoice and you should mourn. So you're going to have people going through the exact opposite just because they took that. Also mentioned them receiving a grievous sore for taking that. Just because they took that and not trusting in these scriptures and being built up in the faith. And it's going to catch a lot of people off guard because people still thinking that it can't happen and it's not going to happen. And right now, Esau got stuff set up like a mirage. You see one thing, but once the mirage go away, the reality settle in. And that's what's going to catch people right there. Now, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 7 says, for thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup are surely drunken. Surely drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. So the cup that our people been drinking of still continually to this day You still have a lot of people, they just be completely drunks out here. Young drunks on top of that. Winos. They still drinking in that cup, man. The financial adversity. The division as far as the racial profiling and all this other stuff, whether we come down to getting bank loans and jobs and certain stuff. You have to have certain connects or bow down fully the Esau system to get into certain places and get certain stuff. Unless the Most High just so happen to put you in them rooms and stuff like that, or you moving in the right spirit, you ain't even going to be in the rooms like that anyway. You'd rather be amongst your people. You'd rather suffer with your people than be rich with Pharaoh, roughly paraphrasing. So, a lot of people still been drinking of that cup. Esau ain't drunk of the cup yet. They ain't go through all this stuff that our people went through, whether it be from the slave trade. Like the scripture mentioned, a boy being given for a boy being made a harlot and a girl being sold for a bottle of wine. Esau still profit from that and doing that to this day. They still profit off labor from way back when up until now. Whether it come from stealing patents or whatever, Esau still profiting from that. And they also made the nations drunk. They made them drink of a certain cup of destruction and chaos and division amongst themselves, amongst the different people and within those different nations, as well as ours. But primarily ours, they got to really pay for that. In other nations, they were part of it too, even though they drank of the cup. But they wanted to drink of the cup. Our people was forced to drink the cup. But Esau gonna drink of that cup too, that cup of judgment. They ain't skating out to another planet. You're not going and staying up under the water and trying to build up another water system down there so they can hide out for the eternity or whatever. They ain't creating no robots so they can live on through the robots. They're not doing that. They gotta fix their judgment, as it is written in the scriptures. Now, part of their judgment is getting jacked up over there in the valley of Jehoshaphat. It's the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 2. It says, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have parted, and whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. It says, they have cast lots of my people and have given a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. They got to pay for all that. They haven't paid for that yet. You have these little podcasters and YouTubers or whatever, they get on and be like, well, if God real, why they ain't pay for this? Or if karma real, why they ain't pay for that? Look, because it wasn't time for them to pay for it yet. That's showing the Most High power. It's like a game or something, right? You know you can come back and win at any time, so you let your opponent win, make them look good like they doing something, and you show your real skill and power by coming back. The Most High allowing them to do what they do, build their stuff up just so he can throw it down, like the scriptures say. They should build, but the Lord gonna throw down. Let me read on down. It says, verse 5, because you have taken my silver and my gold and carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things, the children of Judah, also of Judah, and the children of Jerusalem have you sold it to the Grecians, that you might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of a place whither you have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. So you do have this little narrative going around that, hey, we always been here, which some of the tribes were here. But you also have some of the tribes that came over on them boats, and Esau was selling them. And they know this. Now they try to distort history and do all this other nonsense. But Esau got to pay for that, man. Verse 8, it says, and I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord hath spoken it. Proclaim you this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. And that's what you see going on right now in the world. That's why you see so much war, military build-up, repositioning, trying to get certain parts of land so they can position the military